Good morning, South Avenue. All right, it's Wednesday, the 29th of April. April's almost over. As of now, the school is out until May 15th. We'll see if they extend that or we end up going back. Either way, I'll be here bringing you the news.
What's for lunch? What's for lunch? Anybody know? What's for lunch?
So today's lunch day pickup at South Avenue and the high school. 10 to 10:45. Stop by, pick up your lunches. The weather today. It's supposed to be cloudy. Right now it's not that cloudy by me. Nice and sunny, but the clouds are supposed to be here. It's going to be pretty warm. 50 in the high 50s. And then the next few days look very rainy. Very rainy. Definitely tomorrow. Tomorrow's looking with quite a bit of rain, but warm, so that's nice. Highs near 60. Friday, highs in the 60s. Saturday, the upper 60s. And then Sunday, I'm kind of excited about Sunday right now because this, my weather thing says about 70 degrees, partly cloudy. So that sounds like a great day. Today's Disney Day. So I'm sure some of you are dressing up as your favorite Disney character. I don't have my Baby Yoda outfit on, but I would if I could. Anyway, send me those pictures. Speaking of pictures, yesterday was sports workout day, and we've got some pictures of some folks that got into the spirit.
Your sports team is vastly inferior. That simple's act is plainly obvious to see. We're gonna kick your collective posterior. Of course you realize we're speaking figuratively. Our stats are thoroughly impressive. Our coach really has a Midas touch. Our players are fast and strong and brave, and your guys, not so much. In fact,
it's your birthday today. It's your birthday today. There's a cat licking your birthday cake. It's your birthday today.
Birthdays. Today's birthday is Adriana Sweat. Happy birthday, Adriana! Woohoo! 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 What else we have? Okay, oh, look at this. We got a picture from New Zealand. Gus and his sister send greetings from New Zealand. Hi, Gus. We also have Baking with the Boys. They're making some more cupcakes. Check it out.
Welcome back to Baking with the Boys. Today we're making chocolate cupcakes with M&M frosting, and you get to see the thing before the final product. It kind of looks like some soup,
Come on, Larry. Ladle it in.
and
It's a very loose batter.
yeah, I don't know why Jerry recommended it, but
Come on, a little bit more.
stop dripping.
Maybe we need a better utensil, Larry.
Yeah, I think we do.
Okay, your back's on camera.
Sorry. And
A
then
little bit more.
now we're just gonna this final product.
So today it's raining out, so we decided to cheer us up with some chocolate cuppies. It's about 3/4 full. We're gonna do that for about a dozen of these pups. And then we're gonna bake them for about 25 to 30 minutes until the toothpick is not moist anymore. And then we're gonna
And
let
until
them
the chocolate
cool,
ready.
and we're gonna put some vanilla frosting with some M&Ms on there while listening to some Eminem. That'll be great.
Eminem. You want to listen to Eminem?
Yeah.
Girl, it's such a bad song. It's curse. It's cursing.
Okay.
Dude, why do you want to listen to
So,
Eminem?
that'll be it. We'll tune back in with the final product.
And we've got a picture of Harrison building the marble maze like an engineer. Very cool, Harrison. If you are not sending me your pictures, why aren't you? Burke.aa@beaconk12.org. For our Where in Beacon pictures, yesterday's picture was the top of St. Andrew's Church right on South Avenue. So if you're walking from South Avenue down to Main Street, St. Andrew's Church is right there on your left. And up there was that little steeple or whatever you want to call it on top. That was picture from yesterday. Today's picture, where in Beacon is this? Okay, you got that? Good. Yesterday's trivia. What's 121 divided by 11? Hopefully you came up with 11, unlike Mr. Burke. And today's trivia question is sports related, because sports day was yesterday. What is an MVP? What is an MVP? A few months ago, I got a grant. A grant is like, there's people who have money, and then there's people like teachers who don't have money, and they say, hey, if you have a good idea, we'll give you some money to buy some stuff. And so I wrote them out a thing and said, hey, I got the idea. I need some sensors so we can go down to the river and learn about the river and study the river and see the health of the river. And they said, hey, that's a good idea. And they sent me $3,000 worth of sensors. So we got some cool sensors here, and I've been trying to work on learning how to use them. So like here's a sensor that we put some water in here, and it'll tell us the turbidity of the water, how dirty the water is, how much stuff is in the water. And that would be important if you're a fish, right? Do you want to swim in something that's filled with stuff or nice clean water? We've got a sensor here that will tell us how much oxygen is in the water, right? Because fish need oxygen. They breathe oxygen too. They just get it from the water. And here we have another sensor that would tell us the pH, how acidic the water is. But as I was ordering the stuff, the lady on the phone was like, well, you might want to get some of these digital microscopes. And I was like, oh, a digital microscope, that sounds fun. I really like the digital microscopes. So does everybody in my family. They keep like looking at their faces and their eyes and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I took the digital microscope out to the Vernal Pool and tried to get some footage, and with some success, right? I got some cool stuff, but there's a lot of me like poking giant gelatinous masses of eggs. And so anyway, here's what I got. All right, I'm back at the Vernal Pool. I just startled a rather large snake that startled me too. Kind of went into the water super quick, wondering if I can find it again. So I got some egg clusters here, and I'm going to take a look at a couple of them with the microscope and hopefully get some footage. So I don't have the proper software on the computer, so I have to do is kind of screencastify on the microscope. So hopefully that'll work, and I'll be able to show you what I'm looking at. I'm just keeping an eye out for that snake. Where is it? Here we go. Take a look at these guys. Oh, I don't want to lose you. So here is one of those egg masses, and you can see as the microscope tries to focus, you can sort of see some of the inhabitants of these eggs. I'm pretty sure these are all salamander eggs. I don't know what those weird stringy things are, but part of the protection for those little baby salamanders. They look like kind of like long tadpoles. So that's why I'm pretty sure these are salamanders, because they're longer than your average frog tadpole. And you can see there's a couple of instances where you'll see a few of them sort of nestled together, and I'm not sure if that is them like actually getting close to each other. You see how they're like moving close to each other? I can't tell if they're just getting squished together or if they're actually seeking each other out and sort of cozying up to each other as they're in the egg mass. But it's kind of cute and gross at the same time. How about that, huh? That's a big handful of eggs. Goopy, huh? So again, you can see there's a few of them together. And tadpoles, salamanders generally breathe air, right? But when they're in this stage of living in the pool, they breathe air, they get air from the water. So they have a special organ on the side of their neck. Okay, so there's like these feathery gills that come out from the side of their neck when they are these tadpole stage. And when I pull out later on, I pull out a salamander that's almost grown, and I was trying to get a good view of those feathery gills, and at one point you can see them pretty clearly. Okay, so there is probably one of the moms or dads, little salamander. Let's see if we can get a look. Wow. I don't know if you can see that, but that is crazy. I don't know if they're just hatching or why there's so many right there. Uh-oh. That's a lot of tadpoles. So there is the salamander that's still in the stage where it's living in the water, but it's obviously getting pretty big, and you can start to see the legs growing and the tail is shrinking, and eventually I get a good look at those gills. There's an underside of one of those sort of tadpole salamanders, So here I was able to put the salamander back in the water and kind of hold it in place, and that allowed it to have its gills kind of spread out, and that's how I was able to get a better view of those really cool organs that this salamander has. It's really hard to hold the microscope and catch a guy who's moving around on your hand. But I was able to put oh, there they are. Really cool. Those are the things that help get the oxygen out of the water. Amazing, right? Oh, yeah. Why is it moving? Oh, so jiggly. Okay, in this last bit, I was kind of like just looking at for these tadpoles, but then I was looking at this leaf, and if you look at these little critters on the leaf. There's this pool is so full of life. There are so many different creatures living in there. It's just spectacular, and when you really look, you see there's like all kinds of little tiny guys like swimming around, and on this one leaf, you can see there's hundreds of these little whatever they are, I'm sure, but they're moving around and they're hanging out, and you can even see littler ones swimming, and it just is like a fascinating ecosystem, really fun to explore. Okay, that's it. Send me your pictures of your Disney creations, and tomorrow is Decade Day. Dress from your favorite decade. Which would be my favorite decade?
Your sports team is vastly inferior. That simple's active, plainly obvious to see. We're gonna kick your collective posterior. Of course you realize we're speaking figuratively.